here today with Showtime of Hood Hustler Entertainment. He's a record label owner, and I appreciate you sitting down with me to answer some questions. And I won't take too much of your time up, but I wanted to know, have you always been a music lover?
Always, always. In fact, I'm a third generation musician. My grandfather was a singer. He went to Dillard University, graduated from Dillard with a degree in education, and he was a singer in the choir there. My father was not only a jazz musician, but he was a music teacher in New Orleans.
Wow.
And then came me.
Okay, so what do you feel put you on a path to owning your own record label?
Well, I've been with a number of different record labels. The first one I started out with was Pocketsville Records. I was also with Black Dot Management. I did some work with Monster Music, Righteous Records, and from there I said, yeah, I need to get my own.
Okay, that sounds good. So, as a music label owner, what did you find to be the biggest obstacle in creating your label?
I would say the biggest obstacle is just to have people rally around and believe in my vision, especially in a place like New Orleans. New Orleans is a unique place because it has several people who play music. Music is major in New Orleans. It's bigger than football and everything else. In fact, the school I went to, St. Augustine High School, people came to see the halftime show more than they came to see the football game. And so, being in that environment, there's a lot of people who have their own mindset about which way they want to go, which direction they want to be in. And of course, you need people with the label. So, getting them to believe in your vision is important. And it was the biggest obstacle.
Okay. What are the most important attributes that you're looking for in a potential artist?
With a potential artist, I want that artist to be extremely confident in his or herself and have a vision as far as where they want to go. Not just in short term, but in long term. Because with my particular label, that's what I want to do. I want to set things up for the long term with that artist. I'm not just looking for a one-hit wonder and then just kick them out. Because that's not only bad for them, but to me it's bad for my business. I want a situation where an artist can go to another artist or a potential artist and say, look, this is what I have, this is what he's done, this is the direction we're trying to go, and this is what we've accomplished. And the reason why I want that vision to be there, because I want it to be in sync with what I'm trying to do.
Okay. So has it been difficult to sign independent artists to your label? Do they need to be convinced to sign independent?
Absolutely. With major labels, you have a situation where major labels have the proper funding, their budgets are much bigger. They also have other big time artists that they can say, well, hey, look, I have this artist here, and look what we've done. Look how many albums that this particular artist has sold. But my sales pitch to a potential artist is, at the same time, you're not going to get the same attention on a big label as I would get to you. I mean, I have the same budget, but I'm looking at your vision and believing in what you're trying to do and where you're trying to go as an artist. Because when you go to a major label, they are looking at people who are already selling. For example, you take a Lil Wayne. They say, okay, Lil Wayne is hot right now, so we want you to dress like Lil Wayne, walk like Lil Wayne, talk like Lil Wayne, and sell like Lil Wayne. But you're not Lil Wayne.
Yes.
I want you to be who you are, because when you're not who you are, the crowd can tell, and that will equal less record sale. I want you to be completely confident in who you are and what you do as an artist.
That's very interesting. So, what would you say is an advantage or a disadvantage to remaining an independent label?
Well, one advantage definitely is the direction I want to go is key. The direction I want to take my artist is key, because I can sit back and talk to that artist and try to customize their career.
Okay.
Whereas with major labels, a lot of times they have so many artists there that they don't really have time to do that. You gotta kind of get in when you finish. You also have situations where if an artist in your same genre is coming up, but that artist is a little bit more popular, they may put your album on hold, which puts you out of the loop. And then when you try to come back to the loop, your opportunity is gone.
Wow, they say in the music business that the windows are so small to grow and to stay with things, because I think about, my parents would listen to our music coming up and they would say, oh, that's garbage, that's trash. And now I'm thinking of the type of music my son is listening to, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what is that? It's just so different. So times change very quickly when it comes to music.
Absolutely.
At least that's been my experience, and I don't see that changing for anyone. So I would imagine that an artist would have to stay on top of putting out new music and promoting themselves, so that the label has something to work with when they do have a project that they're ready to try.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what I try to do with my label is line those particular artists up in such a way where even if they don't have an album coming out, they're on another artist's album that is coming out, so they stay in the loop.
Okay, that sounds very interesting. So, starting out with your label, did you have a preference of any type of music that you primarily wanted to focus on?
Yes, I primarily wanted to focus on rap music because the artists that I knew at the time were rappers. And of course, rap is the ongoing music, so one of the rappers I have, Ricochet the Sandman, Marco Pablo, also MC Arad. They were the rappers that I started out with, and who were on Hood Hustler Entertainment when we began.
Okay. So, did you have any aspirations to branch out into other forms of entertainment? We see artists like Ice Cube, Ice-T, I can't think, Cool J is a big one. They've managed to switch up their brand a little bit and not just do rap music. They've also gone into acting, and I know that they have various businesses of their own that they're a part of. Was Hood Hustler Entertainment looking to branch out into other types of entertainment outside of the music business?
Well, we were planning on doing some movies.
Okay.
Of course, funding is key because movies are very expensive. But that particular arena was something that we've been thinking about.
Okay. So, what would be the advice that you would give to someone who's aiming to own their own record label?
Wow, we're aiming your own record label. Number one, I've learned from experience, be the boss. Be the boss. Be the have all end all, like Master P. For people who want a great example.
Yes.
Definitely be your own boss. Definitely have people around you who know their roles, okay? Because the eyes can't hear, the ears can't see. And when that happens, when that is going on or tries to happen, that's when you have problems. So you definitely want everybody in their space and know their roles. With people around you, make sure that you're utilizing their talents to the fullest. Because a lot of times when people aren't utilized in the way that they need to be utilized, that's customized to them, they kind of get bored or they get lax with things. Make sure that people share your vision, they understand what's going on with you. And as a leader, as the boss, when things don't go right, put it on your shoulders. Don't go blaming everybody. Put it on your shoulders. Hey, maybe I didn't come across or articulate this well enough. Maybe I didn't do this well or do that well. Don't be so quick to point fingers at other people.
Okay, that's really good advice. How about someone who's just interested in being an artist on a label?
Being an artist on a label, definitely know your craft. I'm not sure how other people do their labels, but for me, have your own style. Have your own look. I'm more old school than anything. I like the old school rules because they worked back in the day.
Yes.
And if you're an artist coming up, be true to your music and what you're trying to do. Have a plan for not just what you want to do in a year, but the next 3 years, the next 5 years, the next 10 years, to try to have longevity in the music business. I see so many people, for example, like Soulja Boy, who's a one-hit wonder. We're looking at Lil Nas X now.
Yes.
I mean, where is he now? You know,
Yeah.
when you get in, you gotta keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And I mean, right now I'm seeing Lil Nas X on commercials and things of that nature, but where's the music? That's what got you there.
Yes.
So once you're in the door, you gotta keep pushing, you gotta keep pushing. And at least have an album out, but nowadays every 6 months or something like that. Because nowadays they can record quicker than what they did back in the day. So, you know, definitely have a plan, know what you want to do, keep it going, get those things accomplished. Because you don't want to be an artist that just like, okay, I'm happy to be here. Next thing you know, it's 5 years later, people are like, oh yeah, I remember you.
That's got to be a very important feeling for artists to have that moment when they realize that they are a one-hit wonder.
Right.
So, okay, so I've been told that you play music instruments yourself. You don't just rap. Would you mind playing a little something for us?
Not at all. Of course, I had to remove my mask.
That's okay. I think we're left feet away, so it should be okay. That was very nice. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. Oh, so we're gonna get another one. Okay, that's great.
Yeah, I play more than one.
Thank you so much for that. That was awesome. And thank you for sitting down with me for a few minutes to answer these questions. I know your time is precious, and I appreciate so much that you're willing to talk to me about your record label and your history in the music business thus far. I wish you all the best